Here's how it plays out for the vast majority of men on dating apps. And probably in person, there's the opportunity for one night stands. But like, okay, on a dating app, you match with a girl. You're probably going to have to carry the conversation. You're going to have to initiate the first date. You're going to have to set up the date, ask for the number, make the plan, et cetera, et cetera. First off, you have to get the match. Then you have to shift through the girls that are just there for their Instagram followers and who just want validation. A lot of girls aren't just on the dating apps. Just a lot of girls, I've never gone on a date with a guy from a dating app, but I'm on it for attention, validation, et cetera. Instagram followers, whatever that may be. And then, then you have to plan the date. She's not going to be free that day, probably the weekend, or maybe tomorrow or the next day. So from there, probably 50% chance if you do set up a date, she's going to flake. A lot of girls will flake, and they'll flake. They're not going to flake 48 hours notice. They will flake day of. Friday, if you have a date set up with a girl on a Friday, I'd say 50% chance she's going to just flake. She's going to say, 2 hours before, 3 hours before, hey, I've got a headache, I'm not feeling well. Change of mind, right? That's a lot of women don't realize how that's a pretty big dick move, because as a woman, you could get a new dude on a Friday. Most men are not going to be able to secure a Friday or a Saturday date the day of, a few hours before.
I see.
So, 50% chance it's going to flake. All right, then you meet up. Probably a good chance she's not going to be down to that night. Mm-hmm. Very good chance she's not going to be down to, especially if you're not a big drinker, like if you're not a big no, not like that, but like, I don't know, when you get alcohol involved, people get more a little loose or whatever, yeah. But like if it's more like sit down, if you get dinner, or if you have one drink, it's not like that sort of vibe. But she's not down for the first night. Then schedule permitting, then it's going to be a week down the road. Second date, she doesn't want to go all the way. Maybe the third date, maybe. That's not all women, but that's a lot of women. They're not going to give it up on the first, second, or third date.
Right.
That's my experience with a lot of women. It's not the first night with a lot of women.
And I think maybe where I'm getting like kind of wishy-washy is because I'm in the know with girls, and they tell me that they do this stuff. And it's
like, they do,
and I'm just assuming, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe you're right, but I just kind of thought it was just as easy, because like some girls just want to have sex, and they're really just okay with that, and they voice that, and I'm different, but like I have to assume like it's not that hard. You're just, again, that's why I say you're not reaching the right girls, because there's girls for that. And if you really just want to have sex, if that's your primary goal is sex and not really just trying to build a relationship and grow with somebody, then yes, I think you're searching for the wrong person. You're not going to get what you want. But don't tell me that there's not someone out there that's willing to give you sex that minute. You just didn't find it. Just because and that's all like on a statistical level based off app. And that's probably ruining your.
But that is the difference, though. Any woman can find it. Most men cannot find it. They can't. A guy can't, like, for a guy to get laid.
I don't know.
Same night, he has to get lucky. A woman, she doesn't need to get lucky to get laid.
But I just also think that's because girls are also pickier, and because so many people have to say like, like literally like how we just watched that video, he was saying like if she's fucking a bunch of different guys, then like that's a bad thing. But then also like it doesn't that make us feel like then that's what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to make them wait, where we can't just give it up that easily. But then also I feel like we're also, as girls, like we are picky, and like we're not just gonna.
Women are selective.
But then also men, like they.
Eric, can you pull up the infographics charts? Pull up the two hypergamy 2, and then pull up, what is it? Do OKC, OKC1, OKC2, and OKC message. And then just have them pulled up in just a sec. So will women have one-night stands or sleep with a guy quick? Yes, but they're going to do it with probably the top 10 or top 20% of men.
Yes.
Because 80% of women are chasing after the top 10% of men. So are there men on the dating apps that can get the casual sex? I mean, even honestly, top tier guys, it's still going to be a bit harder, but
why do you think that is?
Because women, I mean, it's sort of
you're saying it's the availability is really what you said, that guys can't find that. Girls, it's easy, it's available. So it has to be an availability thing that is the issue.
Well, let's compare average women to average men. Most average men are not going to be, an average man cannot be a slut.
He could.
Actually, well, no. Average men can not even approach the degree to which a woman could be a slut, so to speak. An average girl, unremarkable in every way, she could be
easily rack up 10 bodies in a month with like
every
zero
day.
effort.
I mean, I truly, like, I agree with you. I think it depends on like what the man is choosing. Because I'm going to be honest, I tend to go for guys who aren't like tend to be as attractive as me, or like
the exception doesn't make the rule.
Well, I'm just saying that like the guys might not be going for the right girls if they're trying to just hook up. You know, like there's people that do just want to hook up.
But okay, the point is that an average guy does not have the degree of sexual access that an average woman has. Average dudes can't be man-hoes. They really can't. I don't think you understand.
I think it's challenging. I think you're right. I think if I'm stepping back, I'm sure it's very, very challenging. I think
any girl could be a slut.
Is where I'm thinking it's impossible and it's like not reachable. And I think that's where my argument is. And you're right. It's just probably very, very difficult to where that stat is accurate. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I'm not in the men's world. Uneducated.
Let me ask.
Yeah.
Do you get DMs at all from guys who are, it seems they're interested in you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you go out to bars or parties or?
No, I'm not that type of person.
You're not a partier. Okay, that's fine. What about you guys? Bars, clubs, parties at all?
I like to go out.
Do you get hit on at all when you get out?
Yeah.
When you go out?
Yeah.
Okay. How many of the men that hit on you would you say you're turning down?
I would say about 8, probably like 90%.
90%. Okay.
Yeah. When I'm going out.
Okay.
Yes.
Almost all the other women, all the men that you're turning down, all the other women are also turning them down too.
I hear you.
Okay.
They're getting
no.
They're getting rejected too.
I get it. Okay, I see it.
So
like even how we say, I just thought about this now when you brought up that phrase, but like the term like get lucky, like if I want to think about whether or not I'm having sex, luck is not something that
it sounds
for a guy. Yeah, I guess guys do have to like get lucky. But if a girl wants to have sex, it's not a matter of luck.
Let me ask this:
like that doesn't even apply to women.
Let me ask you this: if you go out to a bar or a club or a party type environment, and let's say your goal, I'm not saying it would be, but your goal for the night, I'm getting laid tonight. Do you know with certainty that you could get laid?
Yes, if I just wanted to get laid, to answer your question. But if I had to be specific in who it was, that'd totally change the game.
Well,
but
that's what we're not considering. It's not, do women have sex with the people they want to have sex with as much as men do? It's could women have sex with anyone as much as like men could have sex with anyone, which is just not equal.
I mean, I would argue that a woman need not even looks wise. A woman need not even really she doesn't need to go after some like really unattractive dude to get laid. Yeah. She can still go after like I would say at least a guy who would be her looks equivalent. You can get him.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. To answer
your
question,
sex.
Yes.
Right. For example, for me, to get laid, even a girl that's I would consider on my level, there is no fucking guarantees I'm getting laid. First off, I don't go to bars, I don't go to clubs, I don't party, I don't really drink. But you know, when I was in college, I'd go out to parties and stuff. More likely than not, I was not gonna get laid.
Yeah.
Like that's if that was my
yeah. Sorry.
No, but if that was my intention, like I want to go out, I want to get laid tonight. That's not a given. as a woman, if you want to get laid,
I can make it happen.
You could make it happen if you wanted to.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So also, here's another test. Alexis, right?
Yes.
Alexis, would you like to have sex tonight with me?
No.
Okay, there we go. Point proven. See? All right. Boom.
I was literally going to say that earlier. I was like, not to call anyone out or make anyone uncomfortable, but if any of us wanted to not leave this building, like we wouldn't have to leave the building if and have sex. That is just not a male experience. Like if any woman could look, if you're just in the middle of a busy street, you're in the city, a woman within I'm convinced a 10-foot radius around her would be able to have sex with someone within a 10-foot radius around her.
Well,
would be down to have sex with you.
Didn't you do
right
I hate
there?
that.
Yeah.
You hate that.
I hate that.
Why,
Would say yes.
why do you hate it?
Well, because I don't want to be just sex to someone around me.
Well, you have a choice.
Well, I mean, obviously, yeah. But that's kind of, I don't know. I don't want someone's first impression when they see me be like, oh.
Well,
I
mean that's
fuck
less
that.
the point. The more the point is just can we all acknowledge it's easier for girls to get sex than guys?
Yeah. Well, like you said, didn't you do a test? You went out and then another female
Yeah.
went out and she was
Okay.
getting all these hits and you got nothing.
I got nothing.
Yeah, nada.
And we
Sorry
did
for
it.
the reminder. But I think that just honestly plays exactly into what we're just talking about right now.
Going in, I knew what the results were going to be. You can't just point blank ask most women, hey, do you want to hook up? They're going to feel a certain type of way about that. They're not going to be, they need a little something before, you can't, I don't know.
I like that comment. A woman has sex whenever she wants. A guy has sex whenever he can.
Yeah. Oh, the one I often hear is women sleep with who they want, men sleep with who they can.